You did Look What You've Done for Me. What do you remember about recording that track? That was that during the days where people still got together in the studio?
So it was, but I honestly wasn't there. So I'll give you the whole backdrop. I made the computer, I made the beat on my boy G Rye, who's known for doing a lot of production for like Party Next Door. He's done stuff for Drake. I was at G Rye's house and I made the beat on his computer. And I just ended up emailing it. When I emailed it to Drake, he heard it. I do know he recorded it on the spot, but I actually wasn't there when he recorded. I wish I would have been, but this is the era of make the beat, text it, email it, you know what I mean, and still be able to capture that energy as fast as possible.
So you'll be expecting your diamond plaque once the RA certifies it.
Yes, shout out Jewel Box Platinum. Go on, get me right. Go on, get me ready. Put all 10 of them things. I got plenty enough wall space in the crib. So let's get that right. Give me a good frame. I need it to look real, real good. I do hold that record in high regard because even though we made it via like the new technology, I feel like it's timeless, like the music that we came up on. That's a new school oldie. I know a lot of times when we think about songs, we like, man, how is a lot of this new music going to age? But to now be at this point where Drake is closing in on 20 damn near years in the business, I definitely can say that, you're going to hear that song and it's going to make you think of like classic Drake and like how you first became a fan of him. And I think it's an honor to have that type of song with him. I know some dudes want the hit records and want the lead singles, but I'm glad to just have a timeless, emotional record. I feel like people are going to be able to play that song forever. If you know what it's like to have a mom, a grandmother, some sibling in your life that you love that much, that's going to always be a touching song for you.
Would you say that he's still bringing this type of quality to his albums?
Yeah, I like the last project, and I like that when people started talking crazy, you know what I mean? He went back to the drawing board and was like, let me give y'all five more of them things, you know what I mean? And I think Red Button, Evil Ways really shut a lot of people up. I think Evil Ways is amazing. I love seeing him and Cole on tour. I hope they perform in that record. If they are, people let me know so I could pull up and see him perform it. I think the collab with Big is the What, you know what I mean? I think that was real. I think that video is amazing. So I think Drake is always going to make good music. I just think he's at a point in time where he's just so large. He's always going to be judged and scrutinized in a way that may be fair and may not be fair. But ultimately, he gives you what you want, and that's something to talk about. And I think once you get outside of the moment of judging to see if he makes a classic on the first day, you ultimately look up and be like, he don't make nothing but bangers. Every song be hard. Like if we really keeping it honest, he don't got too many bad songs, man.
As a producer who's, scored with a lot of top acts, how would you say like the best way to get an artist's attention? You got beats, you got heat, but you don't know these people,
You got to get in the mix. If I didn't, I met Drake in the lobby of a studio. You know what I mean? I don't know if people know, but he came to meet Don Cannon, and Don Cannon just happened to not be at the studio yet, and I ran into him in the lobby. So ultimately, I think that you can use the internet to find out who these people are, but you do got to put yourself in the situations where the actions are happening, where the action is happening, and the relationships are building in. So the studio is always going to be a great place for that. So you might have to save your bread up and just get the small room just so you can run into some people and rub shoulders and do what you got to do. But ultimately, you got to get where the action is because these days DMs get so flooded, people don't know who's official. But if I'm going to LA and I'm going to Miami and I'm going to Atlanta and why, and I keep bumping into you in the studio, eventually, I may become more embracing to you and be like, yo, who are you? Like, who are you? What do you do? Well, let me hear something. You know what I mean? So you just got to be around long enough to keep it real with you, be at the right place at the right time.
You also got a big credit under your belt with Beyonce. She's making a transition to country music.
So I think ultimately it's going to be based on the songs. I think right now, I listen to the songs. Obviously, I listen to anything that Hit Boy is a part of. So I listen to the two songs and I like them both. But I do know that Beyonce has it in her to really come with some bangers. You know what I mean? In the same way she came with Me, Myself, and I, and a lot of these very, very classic R&B joints, and then even going up to like the more pop R&B. I think the more time she spends in this space, she's eventually going to land on some quality records and her vocal performance is automatically going to allow her to succeed in that genre.